All right, well, hello. It's Jean Bird with Jean B Apothecary, and this is my Metamorphosis in Motion. I think we're on day 11, and today was a big day. I'm doing this right now because I have a fear that if I get inside and get cleaned up and crash, I will crash and never do this. But I want to make sure I do one every day. I don't think yesterday's uploaded okay. Part of the problem I have here is that there is no strong signal, and I don't have access to Wi-Fi, so I would have to go into town, which I'm not going to do. So what are we going to talk about today? Today is kind of a big day in the sense that there's a couple things I want to touch on. One is patience, and another is just starting and the importance of that. And I had a long day. One part of my day was doing the bees, so I have 11 colonies. And they were just not having it today. they were really unhappy. The first time I've really dealt with the bees when they were all unhappy. I've had some hives where they're kind of like, oh, I'm not really feeling it today for you to come and bother us, but not today. Was a whole different kind of story. I'm really glad I was suited up properly because they did come at me, and I've never seen so many stingers on my pants before. But why? What does this have to do with anything? Well, when you're getting bombarded with bees, it feels a little bit like you kind of want to rush and you kind of want to run. And that is definitely not the way to go when the bees are feeling agitated. You have to be patient, move slow and methodical. I think that if you are someone who knows me or know someone who knows me, no one really puts me in the top category for a patient person. And I'm not saying that to be proud of it. I'm saying that because that's something I have to work on. And being with those bees today, and any time I'm with them, it is an exercise in being patient, being slow, doing the work, but doing it gradually and not doing it very quickly. Even though when it's hot as anything, when they're coming at you, pelting you in your face, on your legs, and your hands, everywhere, it really does feel like rushing would be the right thing to do, but it isn't. So while we're talking about bees, I would say that was something I've been wanting bees for a long time, and I put it off. And then last year I said, I want bees, and I bought them. I did not take a class. I bought them in January. I knew I had a little bit of time before they would be installed. If you are familiar with beekeeping, bees can go fast depending on where you're buying them from. So I'm going to sit back a little bit because I'm a little bit not comfortable. So bees can go pretty quickly. People are buying them up in the wintertime. Like, they can be all sold by December. I made the decision to keep bees in January, and I felt like I was behind. So I bought a package and a nuke and starter equipment. And I just started. And March came before I knew it. My first package, I had one package of bees in March last year. A year later, plus 3 months, I've got 11 colonies, and I have not bought, well, I bought one more nuke after my package and my nuke, and then I made a split that was successful. Had I never done it, I never would have had any of that. And now I've got 11 hives, and had I never started last January when I just said, I'm just going to do this, and I spent a lot of time learning and online, and I joined a bee club and talking to people, and ignored some advice, to be honest. My bees have a lot of diversity, and they don't live by other people with bees, so they're very healthy. And I hesitated saying anything because I was afraid that, I'm going to say my bees are healthy, and I'm going to open up one day and they're all going to be dead. But a choice I made last year was to not treat them. And everybody says you have to treat your bees or they're going to die of the varroa mite. The varroa mite carries virus, and then the bees will die. The other thing I did last year that I think made a difference, well, first of all, I had bees with no anything. So the only real way to do that and keep them alive is to feed them sugar water for a period of time. So I did that last year, and they did great. over the winter, I fed them back their honey. I saved the honey. I didn't take much for myself. You're really not supposed to the first year. And you're not supposed to take too much any year, to be honest with you. So I fed back the honey, and then they were eating their own honey and not sugar water. I have a feeling that has something to do with it. I don't have any proof, but so what I'm doing is documenting what I'm doing. So maybe I have something to look back on and say, oh, this is showing to be true year over year. So I'm hoping that's true, because they really look good this year, and everybody's busting out. The hives are making honey. There's brood eggs and larvae. I don't look for the queen. I just look for signs of the queen. And I had 2 queenless hives, but I managed to have the bees make queens by introducing queen cells and also eggs. So I don't know which way they took it, but it doesn't matter. There's queens in all 11 colonies that I made from swarms and splits this year. What's the other lesson? Oh, just starting. So herbs. My herb farm is starting. It's behind me here a little bit. So what you see that's growing, I put in last year. I just wanted to see what would happen. And so I didn't put a ton of effort into it. I tilled up the property. I put in plants that probably were going to be okay from the deer, because deer don't particularly like a lot of herbs, fortunately. So I wasn't sure how they would overwinter, and surprisingly, in a really good way, the perennials, I planted a lot of perennials, the perennials have come back for the most part. I don't know, I have to look back at my notes to see what I didn't get back, but really everything looks good. I've got feverfew behind me, anise hyssop down the row, or some lavender. I got a weed, obviously. So with that, I am optimistic that what I put in here today and over the next couple days is going to do okay. And then as I keep growing the farm and putting in more and more beds, I'm optimistic that this is going to keep growing. And it almost seems like pie in the sky, but I'm going after my dreams, and I'm doing it one little step at a time. I hope to get to bigger leaps as I take these little steps. But had I never started, had I never put anything in the ground, I would be starting from square one, not sure what to do. This year I was able to manipulate this tiller. I don't know if you could see it back there. It's a very old tiller. My parents were generous enough to get it for me last year from a neighbor who happened to have one. I didn't know what I was going to do. I thought I would do no-till, but that seems a little bit out of reach for me right now. The goal with the perennials, though, is to leave them and not have to disturb the soil very much, if at all. So I've made progress. I've made progress toward my dream, and it feels a little more real. I know I can do this, and I'm super tired, but I definitely wanted to record this again. Like I said before, I just zonked out. I've got more beds to do. I have a plan. I've got flowers that I started at home, and I'm going to put them in over the next couple days. If I can get them all done tomorrow, that would be great, because then I can go out and do some stuff I like to do, like forage, and I'm not even sure. Oh, irrigation. That's the next big thing I got to look at, is making sure we've got water that can come up here. So that's something else I'll be working on while I'm here. Plans are subject to change, but right now it's all looking good so far. With that, if you want to keep track of what I'm doing in this journey, my metamorphosis of me, my midlife transformation, just starting was part of the hurdle. Some of the other mental blocks that I'm sorting out are still ongoing, things I need to do. Stop avoiding and keep moving forward are ongoing. Keep track of what I'm doing. Like, subscribe, send me a comment. Maybe you have a dream. Maybe you have an herb garden. Let me know what you're up to, and take good care of yourself, because you only have one of you, and you should treat you like the most important thing and the most important person that you are. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now. Have a good night.